Oh wow, what was that? Hello, I am the Irish guy. Yes, this is the Premier catch-up. Let's see what happened in the Premier League this weekend. And we all know what happened in the Premier League this weekend. Harry Maguire. Oh, what? Right, let's go. Liverpool 1, Man United 2. Harry Maguire has just become an immortal Manchester United legend. I'm sorry, okay, I just need a minute to digest this. My brain can't properly wrap my head around it. Because this guy has been a disaster. An £80 million burnt casserole of a defender bought from Leicester City, and he has largely been a comedy clown at Old Trafford. Seriously, no Manchester United centre-back should ever be recovering from an abominable performance in a 6-1 defeat at home to Spurs, and yet still be in a Manchester United kid 5 years later. Seriously, that alone is pretty crazy. It'd be like if you threw a meatloaf in your mum-in-law's face at the family Christmas dinner. I'd be shocked if you're still part of that family half a decade later down the line when she had to spend a month sneezing chunks of beef into the sink. Maguire was stripped of the captaincy 2 years ago. The club were willing to negotiate with West Ham for a deal, and yet he stayed put, clinging to his dream job despite everyone wanting him gone. Well, lads, not only can Maguire tell his grandkids that yes, he used to captain the great Ronaldo, but he can now say that he scored the winning goal at Anfield too. Who does that? Lads, John O'Shea was an all-right footballer, okay? But purely because of the Anfield winner for Man United in 2007. I'll make no mistake about it, if he walks through the city of Manchester tomorrow, he will absolutely have random blokes jumping off the tram to buy him a cup of chicken nuggets. O'Shea is a hero, and now, I guess Maguire is as well. What a win for Manchester United, but for Liverpool, this is embarrassing, because can you imagine how many Liverpool fans have laughed at Maguire over the last 6 years? I mean, just think, there's plenty of them out there. So many Liverpool fans have talked about him as if he's a walking McNugget with the brains of a cottage pie cupcake. Well now, this big fat meme has made you hold a historical L. Lads, Liverpool are in massive crisis. Arne Slot is right now single-handedly destroying the brilliant work from last season purely because he wanted to be too clever and change too much. He won the Premier League with Klopp's team. Cool. But to go out in there now and splurge $500 million on footballers that he wants, it's a mess. Okay, because right now, Jeremy Frimpong looks like a flop. Not trusted enough to actually start matches. He hasn't done so in the Premier League since the opening night of the season. And considering he's a former invincible wingback, somebody who said he came to Liverpool to win everything, well, now, he must feel like a disrespected cabbage. And Florian Wirtz has been a disaster. I'm sorry, but he is turning into a flop. It's not even Halloween, and he started games against Chelsea and Manchester United on the bench. That's Hugo Ekitike has actually started well. But Slot never wanted him. Not really. I mean, you don't really want someone when you use them as a bargaining chip to get the one you really want. If Liverpool really wanted Ekitike, then they wouldn't have picked up the phone to Newcastle in July and said,
if you don't give us Isak, then we'll just sign the guy you've just paid £80 million for.
Yeah, they signed Ekitike out of spite. And so when they did wind up with their golden suite in the end, despite the French striker starting the season brilliantly, Slot has since publicly called him stupid and has dumped him onto the bench for no reason. What? Because he took his shirt off? Just because Slot's too embarrassed to do that at the beach? And yes, this takes me to Isak. Oh boy, he has been a nightmare human lollipop. He has been horrendous with a capital H. This is a £130 million centre forward, by the way. Only PSG have ever paid more for a footballer than what Liverpool did with Isak. Last season, he had people saying that he was better than Mbappe. Not me, by the way. No. Despite Isak being unbelievable for Newcastle, I've always said that Mbappe is the best in the world. And the fact that he hasn't yet won a Ballon d'Or is weirder to me than if I found a mermaid poo in my box of Special K. Lads, Isak left Newcastle to conquer the world. Yeah, he's now lost his last 6 matches, and his World Cup hopes now rest on Graham Potter, which seriously must make him want to barf in his muesli. And well, I don't think Isak is winning the Premier League this season. Oh no, because ever since he's come into the team, the Reds just keep losing. This reminds me of the last time they were reigning champs, when they somehow lost 6 home matches in a row. Isak has been useless and an animal pencil up front, but you've done this to yourself by sacrificing a pre-season because you wanted to be a petulant little gremlin. No, now look at you. Nick Fultamata is scoring every week, whilst you look about as threatening as a chunky bumblebee. But look, I've done a whole other video on Isak on the Irish Guy Extra, okay? But lads, wow. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. I'm not going to say Slot out. No. But if this continues all season, and if the Reds slump to, 5th or 6th, I'm going to say something that will shock you. Brendan Rodgers equals Slot's debut season in 2014. Yeah, Liverpool won the league with just 84 points last season. Rodgers said Liverpool taking 84 points too. It would have been 85 if Stevie G hadn't slipped on an invisible banana. And get this, Rodgers' Liverpool team scored a breathtaking 101 goals. Slot's champions, just netted 86. And actually, only conceded 9 goals fewer than the supposed bottle jobs of 2014. You know, the Liverpool side who couldn't defend, with Glenn Johnson at right back and Kolo Touré at centre back, and John Flanagan on the pitch. Yeah, that team who could not defend only conceded 9 less than the defence with Van Dijk in it, and a right back who now plays for Real Madrid. And guess what? Rodgers put 84 points on the board in 2014. He was sacked in 2015. But his Liverpool team went off the rails after he was forced to sell their best player. And his captain got old, and his third best player, Sturridge, his body melted like ice cream in the sauna, and Sterling, the mega up-and-coming wonder kid, he pulled an Isak, refused to train, and was sold to Man City. Slot has had the opposite of that. He's had the luxury of keeping his best players and then getting his dream presents. And yet, he's still getting cooked like beans in the sink. I'm not saying Slot out now. No. But I'm just saying, okay, if the Reds keep losing, and lads, they're only 4 points above Everton in 12th, if they keep slipping down the league and are wallowing in, 7th or 8th next year, and Isak's goal drought has now become worse than Peter Crouch's in 2005, do Liverpool sack Slot? I mean, if you can't fix it, I don't know. I mean, does 84 points, a failed cup final, and a last 16 exit in the Champions League, is that enough credit in the bank for him to keep his job? If Slot cannot fix this after a crazy transfer window, I really wonder, does he get sacked and the club go after, I don't know, Andoni Iraola? Nottingham Forest 0, Chelsea 3. 39 days. Lads, I knew this was going to be a disaster. I made a whole video saying it would be a disaster, but lads, Ange Postecoglou only gets 39 days at Nottingham Forest. Lads, do you know what's really, really spooky? Play the clip from a month ago.
Alex McLeish still got a career upgrade, living off that one cup win and such a job at Aston Villa. Like Postecoglou, he was another former international manager after spending the majority of his career coaching in his homeland. And like Big Ange, he was soon snapping up the Nottingham Forest job too. He lasted a month. Literally. Fired after 7 matches after stinking it up at Villa as well. Postecoglou is the new McLeish.
Are you serious? I actually said that Big Ange was the next McLeish. Lads, Alex McLeish lasted 40 days as Forest manager. Just one more than Big Ange. They were both gone after a month. I must be the only person on the planet who last month has said that Ange Postecoglou was another Alex McLeish. McLeish got one more day than Big Ange. Wow. Just wow. But seriously, I do feel sorry for him though, because 39 days. I've kept yogurts in my fridge for longer than that. I mean, sure, it tasted like licking a wet frog, but still, people seem to be celebrating the fact that a Premier League coach was binned off, rightly binned off after, 5 weeks. Lads, I don't understand. Sure, I thought it was a wacky appointment too. But I'm sorry, Big Ange is still a very decent manager. For Forest to dump after just 8 games, it's a bit like dumping your wife a month after the wedding, just because you found out she got a thing for the blonde elf off the Rice Krispies box. I don't know, I find it so strange, and to make it even worse, to sack him minutes after the full-time whistle. The club did not even at least thank him for his efforts in the club statement tweet. It's horrible, it was so emotionless and cold, and I really hope that Big Ange was actually told this to his face, and he didn't just find out he'd been sacked while scrolling Twitter on his phone midway through a nasty post-match dump. For the Forest ownership to humiliate Big Ange in this way, as if you had just left him alone, he could have waited to pick up a decent job, considering everyone's final memories were of him winning the Europa League. But no, purely because you persuaded him to stop eating popcorn on the couch and to devote his days to the Forest Challenge, now everyone's just gonna remember him being that grumpy giant muffin who barely lasted a month in his last job, which is an absolute death for a manager's reputation. I mean, after McLeish's 1-month sack at Nottingham Forest, he never got a job in English football again. His next deal was Genk and then Zamalek. Look at Frank de Boer. He had Ajax and Inter Milan before Crystal Palace. But after getting stupidly binned off after just 5 games in 2017, he only ever convinced 2 football clubs to appoint him after that. Atlanta United and Al Jazeera. Now probably makes a living by, I don't know, mugging 12-year-olds and selling Pokemon cards on the internet. And look, lads, Forest were better than Chelsea in that first half. It's not as if these Nottingham Forest players were playing like brain-dead cupcakes. No, changing from Santos style to a more expansive possession-based approach, that takes longer than a month to master that in a job. It's such a big change, seriously. It's almost like trying to get rabbits to sing. It will take a while, and now Forest are just going out there to get Sean Dyche. I mean, you say you want to change from Santos primitive football, but you then bin off the Ange project after less than 40 days, and then go back to even more of a dinosaur-based approach. Imagine getting your club to actually qualify for the Europa League, and you choose to throw all of the managerial good work into a fireplace just to ring up the former Burnley boss, purely because he lives down the road. It's a mess, an absolute mess. Sean Dyche is the kind of guy you bring in when you sack Steve Cooper. Not when you're in Europe. And I seriously do feel sorry for Ange, because after this catastrophic nightmare on his CV, nobody's going to want to give him a job. Seriously, his next gig is going to be something really weird like Panathinaikos, when Rafa Benitez inevitably flops like a drunk guinea pig. Fulham 0, Arsenal 1. Arsenal are top of the league. Yeah, here was the Andrew Trossard popping up with an important goal to seal an impressive win at Craven Cottage. Sure, and Arsenal are top, yes, but I don't think they're winning it. No, I still don't think he'll win because Swedish strikers right now are off the boil. Victor Gyökeres is another one. He is quietly having a nightmare at Arsenal so far. He's been a wet pudding for Sweden too, and is soon going to be another victim of Potter ball. I'm sorry, but in a race between Man City and Arsenal to win the league, when one is a Portuguese league flat track bully and the other one as the best striker on the planet, let's be clear, City are winning this. Sunderland 2, Wolves 0. I said that Sunderland would finish bottom of the Premier League as the worst ever team on 9 points. I also said that Wolves, for every week they'd spend in the relegation zone, I would slap a sandwich in my face. Okay then.
Thanks Wolves. Right in the, yeah. I'll get the burger, what of it? It's still a sandwich. Wolves, why are you doing this to me?
How is this happening? First of all, how are Wolves stapled to the bottom of the league on just 2 pathetic points? And their manager's not even in danger of the sack. Oh no, he was recently rewarded with a new deal. They are 5 pathetic points from safety, so whatever happens now, there's no stopping me from getting another sandwich slap next week. Oh no, seriously, Bugs Bunny could crash through that door right now and scoop my eyeballs out of my face. Oh no, it doesn't matter, I'm still getting a bread slap next week. And Sunderland, how? They're 7th in late October. 1 point behind Liverpool and just 2 behind Man City. Oh no, lads. After 8 matches, Sunderland are unbeaten at home and just 5 points off top spot. Finish the season now, and they're in Europe? How? How are they still unbeaten at home? How? Crystal Palace 3, Bournemouth 3. Oh, wow. Gianfranco Mateta just turned into Prime Adriano. Where did this come from? After a week where he upset Wilfred Zaha so much, he had the Ivorian angrily screaming down his phone whilst marching through Walmart. I mean, seriously. He was probably freaking out the old bins trying to buy their milk in peace. But yeah, after Mateta offended Wilf so much, he managed to put all of that teenage-esque nonsense drama behind him to belt in a treble. And lads, he nearly scored a 4th. Man City 2, Everton 0. Manchester City are winning the league. I know. Everybody wrote them off early doors after 2 defeats, but no. This reminds me of 2021. Oh yeah, they started off the season by letting in 5 at home to Leicester, and they were 9th by Christmas after failing to even beat West Brom at home. And everyone wrote them off. But no, they kept chipping away with wins and won the league with ease. So here they are, flattening Everton with 2 Haaland goals, and I'm telling you, Man City, it's just going to be another case of Pep Guardiola winning another Premier League. Burnley 2, Leeds 0. Oh, that was a crazy goal. Loom Choma, that second half goal, one of the best strikes in Premier League history. Wow. And for Burnley, this was a really, really important win. This team have to win their home games, because if they didn't beat Leeds here, I'd probably already have them going down. Burnley 2, Newcastle 1. Danny Welbeck. How is he not a 50-year-old granddad by now? How is he still scoring braces in this league against Newcastle 15 years after his Sunderland loan? Lads, it was a beautiful Volta finish, but make no mistake about it, for Newcastle, this was wretched. However, this is just one day before Newcastle get to share the stadium with Jose Mourinho, so I'm not going to be too down in the dumps. Bottom 1, Aston Villa 2. What a goal from Iliana Buendia. But lads, can I say, I said at the start of the season that Ollie Watkins would have a Darren Bent-esque downturn in form, a dramatic downturn in form. And well, he started this game on the bench, and I think now people are slowly coming around to realize that yes, Watkins is kind of past it, and I genuinely think he ain't going to the next World Cup. Anyway, Buendia scored a smashing winning goal to consign Spurs to a defeat, and yes, I know I have to do a forfeit for that, but lads, I'm just going to put forfeits on hold for this Monday, because I'll tell you why. I played in the game last night, or I played in the game yesterday on AstroTurf, where there's supposed to be no slide tackles. It was sort of like a trial game to bring in newbies to our league. Playing against this putting right back, who I absolutely roasted and destroyed in the first half. Seriously, he literally, do you know the one where Hazard bamboozles Zabaleta and makes him fall over? I did that to this plonker, and I will call him a plonker because in the second half, we're both racing for the same ball. He comes in and 2-foots me, and right now, I can't walk. Seriously, I could be out injured for a while. I hope not, but lads, I've been hobbling around for the last 24 hours, so I can't go to Aldi. I can't go into town. I can't do anything. I cannot walk anywhere. I'm consigned to these 4 walls. So, yeah, don't worry. Forfeits, all that resuming next week when I can actually walk. So don't worry. add them up, and yeah, the forfeit's coming back for next Monday's Prem catch-up, I guess. But yeah, for now, just let me recuperate this could be broken. Like, literally, what a gone bean. If he has me injured until after the Christmas period, I'm going to be fuming. Shocking tackle. And I did this because I made him flop on the floor with my skill. Annoying. Anyway, that is just a little window into my sad little life. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to connect, share, ways. I'll talk to you in a while. I hate that right back.